Yeah, very good. Well, she's going to shrink it even more by pursuing the crazed net zero policies. We're going to talk now to Andrew Montford, Director of Net Zero Watch. Andrew, very good morning to you.
Morning, Mike.
Good to see you. Let's have a quick look at what Rachel Reeves said about net zero. It's one of the few areas of government spending which is actually going up.
My second fiscal rule enables me to invest in Britain's economic renewal while getting public debt down on a downward path. The rule has allowed me to increase public investment by over £100 billion in the autumn and a further £13 billion in the spring. Investment to rebuild our transport networks, to rebuild our defence capability and to rebuild our energy security. In short, to grow our economy.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just shrunk. So the idea of growing it seems to have gone out the window. It shrank by 0.3% in April, and I think it's just going to get worse. Andrew, they're still hanging on like grim death to this idea that net zero is going to renew Britain, and we're suddenly going to be, waking up one morning to a brand new world, which is going to be beautiful and full of butterflies and, blue, clear skies and lovely, lovely water. I mean, what's she talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the old story, isn't it? About the madness is when you keep doing the same thing again and again, even when it's making things worse. Net zero has been making things worse, and clearly they are going to carry on with it. I think there has been a bit of a battle we hear behind the scenes between Rachel Reeves and Ed Miliband, and if you like the mad side of the party, the net zero extremists, and if you like the pragmatists, and Ed Miliband and the crazy net zero people have won out, and so all the expenditure he wanted he has got. You and I both know it's going to be wasted. I was very interested in all this money that they're going to spend on transport, green transport. Doing things like buying electric buses. Now, electric buses are astonishingly expensive.
Yeah, they must be.
They're something like £250,000 pounds more expensive for an electric bus than a diesel one.
Right.
So they're essentially going to splurge money on these electric buses. And what is going to happen when the money runs out? When the money runs out, all the bus companies are going to have to either put their prices up through the roof to fund it, or they'll go back to diesel buses.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just...
and what nobody takes any account of is the weight of an electric bus. Because, people talk about the weight of electric cars. And I've always been convinced by this, that the reason our potholes are so much worse in this country now are because people are now driving around in more electric vehicles, which are astonishingly heavy.
Absolutely. I think it's electric vehicles. It's probably SUVs as well. But yeah, it's funny. It's an interesting point. I've never looked at the weight of an electric bus. I don't think they have more wheels than the old-fashioned kind. So the weight is the pressure on the road surface is going to be even higher, isn't it? So I wouldn't be at all surprised if they're not damaging the roads more. But of course, the other thing is there's no money left, so nobody's repairing the potholes anyway.
No, they haven't got money for that. But so, they're going to crack on with their plans for decarbonising the economy. They're going to crack on with their plans for no more exploration of oil and gas in the North Sea. Presumably, they're going to still try and build as many wind farms and solar farms as they possibly can. But again, they talk about investment, but it's not really investment. It's taxpayers' money they're spending, or money they've borrowed that they're spending.
Yeah, or it's consumer money. It is just eco-posturing, if you like. They're spending money because that's what their base expects them to do. Eventually, the price will have to be paid, and everything will fall apart. We are running out of money quite quickly. Eventually they're just not going to be able to do this anymore. The question is, how quickly can we get these crazy people out of power? Because they are doing so much damage to the economy. By 2029, are we going to have a North Sea oil and gas industry left? I doubt it.
Probably not, no. I've been told it's 12,500 kilograms is the weight of an electric bus, which is apparently 13.779 tonnes. It's quite heavy, isn't it?
It is absolutely extraordinary, yeah. And I'm sure most of the roads in this country are not engineered to deal with those sort of weights going over them on a regular basis. I mean, you can imagine you get exceptional loads like that. But yeah, these are big, heavy buses.
Yeah.
It's another problem sort of looming on the horizon. Ed Miliband doesn't care about them, does he?
He doesn't know, because he still thinks that he's onto some kind of a winner, and that he's obviously got some sort of zealotry guiding him, because he knows it must be the right thing to do, even though nobody else is doing it.
Yeah, and he has got the support, I think, of a very large chunk of the parliamentary party. But I was interested earlier this week. We had the first Labour MP standing up and saying, this net zero stuff, really damaging for jobs. Maybe we should take another look at it. That's really unusual. I mean, the Labour has been absolutely in lockstep on that. There's almost no Labour MPs who would be counted as net zero skeptics. If there are Labour backbenchers starting to get nervous about this, and they should be, because I think if they carry on down this road, they are going to get wiped out at the next.
Well, I think like a lot of conversations about immigration, they're probably finding that when they do go back to their constituencies, if they do talk to the people that voted them in, they will say more and more that they want net zero to be curtailed because it's going to cost too much money.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you were talking earlier, weren't you, about Rachel Reeves, it might be the end of her political career.
Yeah.
I think Labour MPs actually need to sit down and think about whether any of them are going to have any further political careers after this Parliament, because things are getting so bad and the decisions are so crazy and so contrary to the interests of the British people, that I think the electorate are going to turn on them in the same way that they've turned on the Conservative Party, frankly. And there will be a wipeout of the traditional parties. I think that is a real possibility. And frankly, in the case of Labour, I think it's thoroughly deserved.
Yeah, absolutely long overdue, I think. You're absolutely right. Andrew, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Andrew Montford, Director of Net Zero Watch. Diana in London says, don't